What's happening, my people? I've been doing these videos for years on power. So we've been keeping up with the St. Patrick's and all their shenanigans and everything. We've seen a lot of great characters go. We've seen Angela go. We've seen 50 Cent go. We've seen Lala go. We've seen a lot of things happen, man. This is season 6, episode 10. No one can stop me. Let's get into this. He starts off, he wants to make amends with his son, man. He trying to get things together with Tariq, man. It just doesn't seem like it's gonna happen, man. It doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. He trying to meet up with him. He wants to talk to him. Is it positive? Is it for negative reasons or whatever? Like later on in the episode, you see Ghost start being more for himself, man. But let's get into that. He finds out the news about the lieutenant governor stuff. He lights up like a kid on Christmas, man. Like he's happy. This wasn't necessarily his dream, but his dreams finally came true because he always wanted to be more than what he has been. He always seen himself as more than just a drug dealer from the hood. He could have been so much greater. And so he finally makes it to the top. Seemingly. So what you gonna do with this position? What you gonna do with it? A theme of this episode, he's always been calculated, always did his moves by the book. He's been 10 steps ahead of everybody. He finally starts to get to where he needs to be. And he just starts becoming an asshole. He starts just poking the bear over and over in this episode, just making enemies. Like, God damn, the writing on here was setting forth motive for later actions, but I'm gonna get into that later. Sack's still on his bullshit, planting the evidence and stuff. Didn't work because they talk about, like, all right, so how did the phone get there? You mean to tell me he wasn't convicted of this murder and selling these drugs and doing this and that and that and that and that, and he got away with all that, but he gonna keep the phone, keep that kind of evidence of a murder of passion? Like, I ain't that stupid. So Saxon, they figure out that Saxon implant the evidence pretty much. So Sax kind of like shoots himself in the foot pretty much, and they mess up their case early on in the episode. Ghost, he's trying to do his governor thing, man. It's looking promising for him. The woman, he meets up with her, and she's like, yeah, we know of your past and when you was young and stuff, but now we need the Queen's Child Project. I don't have it anymore. I don't have the venue anymore that fell through. Well, we need the Queen's Child Project for you to have it, or else I'm gonna have to run with Tate. Like, that was kind of out of left field. Like, you gonna Tate? After his public thing that he had with the microphone on him and stuff, and she was gonna pick Tate because Ghost didn't have the Queen's Child Project. Okay. But anyway, so he has to find a venue. So he goes back to the hood. He didn't want to go back there. We don't know about his old past and a lot of the stuff that went on in his youth. Evidently, his father must have got murdered or something. It was a bad spot for him. He had moved with Tommy and stuff back then. I think that was his uncle owned this place. So it's like old jazz bar or whatever. So, and I guess got like apartments and stuff. He's like a 5-story building or something. So he's trying to buy this building. So that's going to be the new Queen's Child Project. So he says his candidacy for the governor by going back there, and we find out some old stuff. Sax goes tell Tate to lie on Ghost, pretty much. They go try to find information. Did he say this? Did he say this? La 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 la. And he basically coaxes him into it. If you say yes, well then you'll go to jail, and then you can run back for governor and do this and that and that. And Tate is like, Then the goofy ass smile. Pretty much, oh, okay, boss. Yeah, he did it. He was very mad. He said it. The ghost of Angie pops up again. So I ain't gonna. I was a little emotional. I ain't shed no tear. I got a little misty eyed though. I got a little misty eye when I see Angela, man. So Ghost, he's talking to Angela, and he wants to move on with his life, man. Well, he's moving on with his life, but he doesn't want to leave her behind, leave her memory behind and stuff. But she talking to him, and she like, you gotta let me go, Ghost. You gotta let me go, and you gotta keep things to yourself with this new lady and stuff. She not from the neighborhood, Ghost, and all that. So they have a nice little moment, man. Nice little moment. It's good to see some of the old characters come back on the show. I wish they never killed her anyway. Tommy, you mother sucker. Uh, but Ghost and Ramona finally have their intimate moment and stuff. Like they meet up, and he's just so happy and stuff. And he tells her that the Queen's Child Project is back on and stuff. She kisses him, and he kisses her back and stuff. It's like, I've been wanting to do this and stuff. A new relationship blossoms and stuff just out of the blue. Even though they've been had like little chemistry over the course of the season and stuff. Uh, they search Ghost Hotel as he makes his announcement. And so they go behind the pew back and stuff, trying to find some information, and they end up finding the phone and whatever. Ghost is on stage, yeah, with my I'm running for governor and stuff, the happiest moment of his life. Tommy is watching. I'm like, what's this? What's this? So Tommy's still plotting. Evidently, they find this phone. He's like, oh, okay, well, whatever. Uh, he goes to Raina's grave, man. Like everybody always talking about, man, he sees Angela and stuff. He sees Angela ghosts and this and that. But man, he don't worry about it. He don't worry about Raina and stuff, man. He goes talk to Raina. It was something that he didn't have the stomach to do. But he finally sees himself. He lied to her so much, and he shielded her from that. So I guess he didn't want to be ghost to Raina. Like she was the one person that seen like the pureness in him. So he finally was doing some positive. So I guess he finally felt like he was worthy of going like see Raina and stuff and just tell her something positive. Like, Raina, I'm doing this for us, man. I'm doing this on this level and stuff. Tasha pops up on the scene. So they go at it, and Ghost he starts tripping on this episode, man. He starts being like, Tariq needs to confess and this and that and stuff. It's like that's still your son, dog. I hate Tariq more than anybody and stuff, but just the stuff that Ghost talking about, like right now, like all this out the blue, and like because your dreams have came, like you was at one point, I'll take this rap, but now it's like, I guess, Sax plan backfires. They knew Ghost stuff was a setup. I already mentioned that, but I'm trying to stay with my notes and stuff. Take Ghost tried to warn Ghost. He's like, man, but Ghost being an asshole. Nah, brother, my brother, you just a sore loser. You lost. I win. I always win and stuff. So Tate is trying to warn him, like the feds have came. Nah, brother, you a loser, but you feel free to come and stuff. And so Tate is just like, you motherfucker, you. And Ghost, he has never been that absurd, that much of an asshole and stuff. So this power is going to his head that much that the number one thing through all these 6 seasons has been his mind. And so now he just, I'm at this level now. I can shit on everybody, because that's what he doing the whole episode, man. He just shitting on everybody and just making enemies. But I know what the writing is doing. The writing is doing it to build motive for somebody wanting to take Ghost out. So it's poor writing. Dre bitch ass pulls up on Ghost. Ghost, I know this and that and stuff, and you gotta give me some money and stuff. Hey, little motherfucker. Nigga, you always needed me. You always needed me. You ain't no real hustler. You ain't no... Making more enemies. Making more enemies. Ghost meets with Tommy. Look, I'm leaving you behind. I'm leaving you behind. I don't need you. You always needed me. Making more enemies. Then somebody gets to shooting at him. I still don't know who was that shooting at him. But they shooting at Ghost and them, trying to take him off the board. So they showed who it was. Evidently, like him and Tommy gotta shoot together and try to get her out of this situation. So one of the people end up getting killed. They show him on the ground. I'm pretty sure somebody that's more detail oriented knows who that killer was. I don't know who the brother was, but they showed him on the floor. He's dead. So Tommy evidently had got ahead and killed him. But Tommy is going out the picture. So Ghost got to hurry up and get away. He don't want to get caught with a body and whatever. But setting up more enemies and stuff. Ghost, he leaves the place, and so he's like, get the surveillance tape. We gotta get Dre out of here. So he showed the surveillance. So that's enough to get Dre indicted. Dre is gone. Dre off the board. Ghost meets with Vincent, and so I should shoot you right in your face. But he needs a favor. He needs favors and stuff. So and they go back and forth. They talking. He needs to get a phone into the jail for him to make some moves. And stuff. Basically, he's trying to get a phone to 2-Bit and stuff. What does 2-Bit have that Ghost need or whatever? What was... I guess we'll find out later, because they don't show it in this episode. Not as far as I know. Paz, Angela's sister, she goes meet up with Ghost. I know that you didn't kill my sister, but who killed my sister? And Ghost can't snitch on Tommy. And then Ramona pulls up on the set, so she knows that something is good. She overhears the conversation of Paz being like, what was my sister doing? She kept us all out of jail. And so Ramona hears that, like, that's some secrets on the board. Like, what's the deal with that? What's the deal with that and stuff? Then we see Paz later on in the episode, and it's like, it seemed like everybody was working to get Jamie in jail. Like, we see that later on. Because Paz is talking to the detective and stuff later on after this situation. So was she trying to get information to set Ghost up or something? What? Tasha blames Ghost. He says Tariq needs to confess. And so they have a big shindig at the old penthouse, and they beefing with each other. Man. Tariq need to confess and do this and that. And Tasha is like, he like, I know you killed Lakeisha. Well, I know you killed Terry Silver. And they going back and forth. And, well, Tariq killed the cop and this and that. So it's a bunch of stuff, and nobody's going to stop me. Making another enemy. He finally sees Raina. Well, he's seen Raina before. Everybody always be like, he never see Raina Ghost. He's seen Raina Ghost in the club one time, whenever he was losing his mind. But he sees Raina, and he talking to her, and it was a nice moment, a beautiful moment on the show, man. Like, I think I had like a little tear. And he talking to her, and what should he do? And she says, I had to pay for everybody's stuff, so why shouldn't he? So he goes with his original plan. Tariq, you need to confess. You need to confess with what you did. And Tariq is like, you were supposed to take the rap. Like, you trying to cover for yourself. And he's right. He's 100% right. Like, they make Ghost turns into bitch-ass nigga. At the end of the... But he's like, I'm so close to my goals, nothing can stop me. Y'all niggas got to get off the board. Even my son, I got to throw my son under the bus for me to move on. I hate Tariq, but that's some bitch nigga shit. I ain't gonna lie. They did have a little moment, like they was confessing this stuff. He told Tariq about like one of his first murders and stuff, and how he did that because he was in his way. And basically, what it's saying, because Tariq is Ghost's son, and Ghost is in his way. So what is that setting up? Another enemy, motive. Ghost gets his phone to 2-bit. They talk and whatever. Motive builds between Pies, Tate, Tariq, Sax. Cause Sax, they go to him and they like, you're gonna have an arrest warrant. Ghost he's free. It's not enough evidence on him. You planted evidence and stuff. You going to jail. So he grabs a gun. He like, you see motive building with every character. 50. I don't think, did I mention that Dre snitches on Ghost, and he says, I seen him kill Terry Silver at his house. You mean in the parking garage? Yeah, I seen it. So he gets himself out of jail. 50 makes a guest appearance, and 50 talking to him. So that was a good moment to see 50. Look, nigga, you just old drug dealer from the hood and stuff. And he like, man, look, if y'all raised me to turn to be who I am. If I would have took another route, I would have been in business school and stuff. I would have got here anyway. I just took the long route. So he defeats his ghosts and stuff. He like, look, this is where I'm supposed to be. Then all you see, the end of the episode, you see everybody closing in on Ghost. He like, I'm gonna meet you back at the spot, Ramona. I just gotta show some things up right here. So he turned out the lights at Truth and stuff. It's ominous. You got Big Crit playing in the background. Everybody coming at Ghost. Tariq, Paz, the detective, Sax, Dre, Tommy, Tasha, if I didn't mention her. Everybody converting on him. So you see, this is where it all started, man. On that balcony when he seen Angela. And so that's where power started, man. And we get to this point, and you know something gonna happen. I seen somebody ruin it for me on Facebook. Like, who shot him? But so that I know something coming. But I see him standing on the back of the bed. And who's coming? At first I'm like, where's Sax? But then everybody else start coming, so I'm like, damn. Then they have a moment like 300. You know 300 at the end whenever he throws the stuff, and it's just like this super camera, super slow motion and stuff, and his legs are weary, but he aims, and then all the arrows start coming at him. So all you see is Ghost, bullet hole right in the chest, falling. And that's how Power ends this season. They're going to have 5 more episodes coming back in January. But we're going to have to figure out, it's going to be like, who shot JR? You remember Dallas? Tony Soprano, what happened? We got 5 episodes. Ghost is off the board. Tariq still standing. Tommy still standing. All these bitch ass niggas. Tasha still standing. Sax still standing. All these bitch ass niggas. Dre still standing. They killed my nigga Ghost. You gonna kill? How you gonna take Ghost off the board? How can it be Power without Ghost? Like, comment, subscribe, gonna be the greatest and the most hated man. What are your thoughts? Did you enjoy this episode? Did you enjoy the finale and stuff? What are your predictions coming up? I have no idea, man. I have no idea. I'm hurt. Peace out, man. Much love. Much love.